the dark there lies a tale, hey, with Joshua Joseph's voice. And beside him Viking Storm stays, they speak with no choice. From the deep and blackened waters, where the secrets wail and cry, they pull back forgotten covers, exposing murky lies. What you hear cannot be unseen, a saga from the waves. Conspiracies unravel in the dark, as depths become our graves. They talk of ghostly whispers, an ancient treasure's call, with theories wrapped in shadows, the waters deep and all. The oceans hide their secrets well, but not from this dark crew. Joshua and Viking Storm, they seek, they find what's true. What you hear cannot be unseen, a saga from the waves. Conspiracies unravel in the dark, as depths become our graves. The oceans hide their secrets well, but not from this dark crew. Joshua and Viking Storm, they seek, they find what's true. What you hear cannot be unseen, a saga from the waves. Conspiracies unravel in the dark, as depths become our graves. As depths become our graves.
What's up, window lookers? You bunch of nerds. We're glad you're here, and glad you came here to hang out with us. Here, me, the one, the only Luna, and Viking Storm here to talk, well, what we always talk, and that is conspiracies, as the opener kind of told you. I mean, it kind of gave you what we talk about. Don't really need to go any further there, you know.
Gee, thanks, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, exactly. That's as I was saying it, I was thinking of Office Space, the boss, where he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in this weekend." Yeah, I don't know. That was just fun.
That just sounded like an Office Space version of Macho Man.
I wish there was a Macho Man at everybody's workplace. The original Macho Man. You know what?
The cream of the crop.
Exactly. You know how my brain works, and it's out there. I was as soon as you mentioned Macho Man, it brought back what I seen today, and it really kind of threw me for a sad loop. There was one of those advertisements going around with AI video and them showing like what people look like years after the picture was taken and stuff. And so it came up and it was like Tears in Heaven, and then it was all the wrestlers that passed away and what they would look like today if you met them in heaven. And it came to the Macho Man, and I was like, man, that dude. I was like, he would look nothing like that, what you're trying to portray, AI, but I get where you're going with, and you made me
Right.
you bunch of jerks. AI makes me depressed sometimes, man.
Sometimes, and then sometimes there's a lot of stuff out there that Luna will show me, and I'm like, that's AI. And it makes her sad because she wants it to be real. I'm like, hon, that's clearly AI. Like there's a lot of these things nowadays. I'm like, you can't tell sometimes if it's AI or not. And it's like, you got to really look at it. I'm like, that's AI. Like, my favorite thing is the AI pictures of women posted, and all these men are like, "Oh, you're so beautiful, you're so hot," and I'm like, "You fucking idiots! This is AI."
Yeah, you gotta love that. Simps make the world go round. That's what we've discovered in the recent years. So keep simping out there, you bunch of simps. You're making some people out there's dreams come true.
I mean, other than that, I actually want to talk kind of wrestling with you because we haven't talked much about it recently. There's been a lot that's happened last month or so that we talked last. I mean, first off, I want to say I quietly said it a couple months ago that I knew that John Cena's heel turn was going to happen during this run. Like, that was pretty obvious. And for all the people that were shocked, you're kind of a dumbass.
Yeah.
Because it's been a thing that was mentioned here and there for the last year. It first off was the interview with Chris Van Vliet. Like, he said he had the heel gear. It's been a thing. And they're going to do it years ago, and I know that because I'm pretty sure I know when they were going to do it was after he got beat by The Rock. I'm pretty sure that's when it was supposed to happen because that's what they mentioned it being about.
Yeah, they
and so I'm pretty sure that was the timeline that they were going to do it originally, turn him heel. But yeah, and then there was the bad blood thing, and the first thing I said that I was like, I'm pretty sure that's for John Cena. And The Rock did the 3 count thing.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't make any sense who that would be for is doing it in that style. And so I was like, I'm pretty sure they're going to line up John Cena with this somehow. And he was talking about the one last match thing and last run so much. And I was like, they're going to do a heel run with him soon. It was pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying that. Other than that, yeah. WWE's been fun, man. I love it. WWE's been really fun. And of course, the heel turn made them more popular now because it's been everywhere about John Cena turning heel.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean on that one. We got Lou chiming in, giving his little emotes, like he loves to do. Well, obviously Luna's doing guest,
Lou, the believe in Dave Dingle thing is my new favorite thing of all time. I never thought I'd like something about Dingle. I do officially now. I lost my shit the first time, man, and I was way too high to hear that. I was fucking dying, bro. I was dying, man.
Yeah, that one was great.
That was so good. I love the new say his name and he appears with Dave Dingle was fucking great.
Yeah, it was fans out there, go check the Lou out. He does fantastic work when he does streaming. But when you can catch him and you get to see these things that he puts together, and let me tell you, it is definitely a treat. This is exactly what I was hoping for the internet to be when I was growing up, my teenage years. So the fact that we can have shows like that and this and all the other ones I'm associated with, and I don't know, Viking, you don't do any. What, you got a secret show you do out there?
No, I don't do any of that shit. I'm not a part of that stuff. I'm not really. The last thing I did was the whole TNT thing with Lou, and that was the last I'll do. I'm good.
And that was a great show.
Yeah, it was. And I always talked about doing Twitch, but I don't have the fucking time, man. I don't have the time. Working nights, I do not have the time to stream and do all that shit. I just don't.
Hey, man, you'd be surprised some of the streamers I catch early in the morning and throughout my lunch break, man. I'm usually on Twitch, not really, unless my friends are on there. That's when I really talk. But other times I'm just lurking, seeing what people are doing and seeing all the different communities out there because Twitch is growing. It's getting bigger and bigger, so I think people are they're going to be looking at it like possibly Rumble coming up here shortly. Rumble itself, I think, will be taking over YouTube here in the next.
Rumble seems to be little by little doing more and more. They really do.
Dude,
it's not like the other ones like Kick died off pretty quick.
Yep.
But Rumble has actually been gaining momentum for the last, year or two now?
Mm-hmm.
And there's been more and more streamers that are the big-time ones that go to there even, and they've been doing pretty good.
And I will let you guys know here, I haven't even let my co-hosts know, but there will be some subjects coming up here in the next few weeks that we will be possibly going exclusive over to Rumble. And the reason for that is because it was signed into law recently that talking about certain groups of people will actually be considered a hate crime, even mentioning them. Yes, we do have the First Amendment right, and most of that will overwrite that. But let's just say, happenstance, I were to quote somebody who said something disparaging, I would be also held liable because I am putting it out to an audience. So therefore, on Rumble, you have free speech, baby. So things like that will be okay. So go check that out, people. Just give Rumble a look. It's not the right wing crazy planet that they tried to make it out to be at the very beginning. And if you go back and you look at that, because this is a conspiracy show, there is actual documentation of the YouTube owners and people on their boards coming up with strategies to disparage Rumble to the American people. And that was the biggest way to do it because they are the platform of free speech, in which we love here. So speaking of free speech, I don't think this topic will get us in any trouble. I think these suits will be, they won't worry with this one. What do you think, Viking?
No, not so much. But I still wasn't done with the WWE thing. What do you think of the Violator move?
Do you know how much WWE I talk about?
No, with the game. Hold on.
Okay.
Continue. What do you think of my new favorite move, though?
The old Violator.
I call it the Violator.
Let's just say, wow, yeah, that
I actually found that, man. Oh my god, I had to pause. Me and Luna were dying. Oh, I was laughing so fucking hard. I was like, oh god, that's the worst thing I've ever seen, I think.
Well, I find it funny because the only clips I ever found before they released the game was the parking lot where they do that. I'd never seen it done on a Prime bottle. And
yeah, because you can do it the safety cone, can't you? That's right. Yeah, my bad. Yes. That is actually an old move.
That's I just seen a couple clips of that and I was like, man, that's kind of cool. And then you showed me what you did. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, we're speaking of WWE 2K25, which was just released in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. I've been having a blast with it.
Yeah, I loved it. I just started my second go through of My Rise.
I switched over to Showcase for now and started doing the Showcase stuff, so I can I was like, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit and do Showcase.
Well, this is how big of a nerds friends we are, because when you were telling me you were doing that when we were talking back and forth, I was already in the process of doing that. I was actually on my last Showcase match. So yeah. I finished that up and I was like, oh, I'm going to do what me and Viking talking about. And
that's what I'm going to do is do my second playthrough. Yeah, that's what I plan on. I was doing Showcase first. I'm up to the Money in the Bank match with the 5 women.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's what I was when I seen that. I did a bunch of it. I'm like, I don't really feel like doing this right now.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to come back to this because I know how much of a pain this match is going to be.
And I will say this, Viking, it has changed. The My Rise is definitely different from the first time I played through it. And it gave me different stories that were.
It really, because I was kind of with you when we talked about how they put it together. I liked it being separated for the men's and women's, but I liked how they went through the story and did the whole entire part of.
Yeah,
I don't. You know what? If you haven't played the game, oh well, you're going to learn something. The betrayal part though, is when you got betrayed. Really threw me for a fucking loop. The whole entire storyline threw me for a loop. Luna loved watching me play it. The whole thing really.
I just felt the betrayal was rushed.
It kind of was. I feel like there could have been a little bit more back and forth between you and Mutiny for a minute. As you know, maybe one of their people came over to your side all of a sudden could have been a part. I really think that's where they could have stuck that. And then been like, oh, they lost somebody, you're gonna lose somebody now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what would happen.
Overall, though, great game. I'm enjoying it. There's a lot of real fun things you can do. And hopefully the DLC packs are even better.
Reminds me, one of the DLC packs has Billy in it. How is he able to do that? with being at AEW.
He's also a Hall of Famer out of WWE.
Yeah, I know. And he did that thing where he came over temporarily like 2 years ago and they did the induction. But how
I
is
think
he DLC and he's also in AEW still? I was like, how did they sign his rights for that character then?
because in the game, I believe he's the badass Billy Gunn.
Yeah, so it must have been that.
He's
that
not the badass Billy
Billy Gunn?
Gunn anymore. He's
Okay.
just Billy Gunn.
I'm so used to him just being that though.
Well, yeah, because this is how he got a little more
how we know
highlighted
him.
when he left the WWE, even though he was part of one of the biggest tag teams ever and one of the biggest groups ever. After his WWE, and he went into the Indies and all that. That's where he made his name. And now that his boys, they're doing their thing, you know, he can kind of go back to
His twin son.
Jeez, good God, man. Those guys are so good.
Dude, and that's again, okay, back to the Chris Van Vliet thing. I can't wait to meet him in May. That's a huge thing for me, is going to do that show in May that me and Luna are going to go to in Oshkosh. I can't wait to meet Chris. That's my biggest thing of all the people I'm going to see there. Is Chris is the one I want to meet the most. Definitely. There's going to be a lot of dope people there. I mean, so I'm actually saying this. I'm not going to say it might happen, but I'm wondering if with all the there's a bunch of Swoggle and JBL stuff going on down in Oshkosh with their division, and I wonder if actually JBL just all of a sudden show up at Frontline would be pretty cool.
Could happen.
Oh, it could happen. I could see it happening. My dad would probably tell me actually if it's going to happen.
All right, you got 3 more minutes if you want any more wrestling talk.
Did you start universe mode and make your own character? What's your character like? Did you make yourself or?
I made myself.
What was your female character?
I just did just a random one. She kind of looks more like a Lita mixed with Mickie James.
That's dope.
And I made her.
Mickie James will actually be coming back anytime.
I could see it happening. I could see her coming and doing a stint. I could see her doing a manager stint, definitely. But
see, she was my favorite wrestler back in the day. So one of my the females.
She's fantastic.
I've seen her debut and everything on SmackDown back in the day. I remember it, and she was just fucking great right away. She's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, she's a fantastic worker. She's also great in LFG. I like her as a coach. I think she gives some really good insight on especially personality and how to bring out the best in whatever character you're trying to portray.
She's the one that got canned as being replaced with Undertaker's wife, right?
I believe. No, she's still with him.
Because they fired somebody and they're replacing them with Michelle.
No, she's still there.
Because I remember that being a whole thing about Undertaker got his wife under the show.
No, she came. Well, Michelle McCool came in to do a guest spot, and then what happened was, and I don't know if it got misconstrued, but what happened is she went there with the Undertaker to the center. Undertaker just assumed that she was going to help him coach her people, and Mickie James came up and asked Michelle if she would come over and kind of coach her people. So Michelle went over there, and then Taker came into the ring and was like, hey, like, you were supposed to thought you were going to help me. And she's like, well, you never asked me, and Mickie did, so that's what I'm doing. And it was like a whole thing inside the show. Yeah, they didn't fire her. No. Mickie James,
there was so many references that he just did it to get her on the show to have something to do or something. I'm like, huh?
No, maybe if they do a next season, she might not be there, and it might be Michelle, or they might have Michelle and Mickie kind of compete against each other for 2 females.
Yeah,
for the judging, but
they might for a second season to make it more interesting. They're going to do something different. So,
and Mickie James is so good in what she's doing right now that it would be foolish to take her out.
Right.
Okay.
So you have a whole entire overlay of this whole entire subject you said earlier about a conspiracy around the whole thing.
A conspiracy around the whole thing?
Yeah, some about the triangle you called it.
Oh, yes. So let me start us off here. So, well, let's start off with this, guys and ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about the Great Lakes and some mysteries around there. There's quite a few different subjects. I have picked two out, and the one that Viking was just alluding to is called the history of the Michigan Lake Triangle. But before we do that, we have to do stuff that'll save our asses in case anybody in a suit and 3 letters want to come and give us the business. So let's hit them with that.
Disclaimer. The theories and opinions discussed on this podcast are for entertainment and informational purposes only. They are strictly speculative and should not be taken as factual or authoritative. The views expressed are those of the hosts and guests and do not represent established facts or expert consensus. Listener discretion is advised!
And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot get a disclaimer with a bop like that anywhere else but here, because that's what we do. We absolutely love it, and we also love these moments.
Knowing that our great countries is being looked at by the window lickers brings me great comfort. Join Viking, Storm, Luna, and Joshua Joseph for all the truth. Everyone says it. Conspiracy at Sea is exactly what America needs.
Look at that, Mr. President. Always a pleasure. And just, thank you for just acknowledging us as, and if you ever want to make a staff about conspiracies, give us a call. I'll go sit and talk in front of them. God, that would be so fun. God,
that would be so cool.
Would you, me and you sitting up there while they're cross-examining us?
Bro.
Oh, I would love it. Oh, it would be so great. I'd be like, so let me ask you, AOC, why are you such a bitch? What's up with that? Anyways, so we're going to get back into it. What we're here to discuss, and it's the Great Lakes and some mysteries. So I was discussing with you guys the history of the Lake Michigan Triangle. Okay, so the Lake Michigan Triangle theory, just to lay it out for everybody, also known as the Lake Michigan Bermuda Triangle, refers to the region in Lake Michigan where a number of unexplained events, disappearances, and accidents have occurred. And now we're going to hit you with an overview of it. So before we get into those, Viking, I have never heard of a triangle in
I've heard of something probably referenced in something that I've heard of, or some article. I think I may have heard about it. Have you ever heard about it, hon? Anything? Yeah. Oh, I meant the Michigan one. But no, Luna then hasn't heard anything about it either. I think I've heard of it referenced somewhere, and I just cannot recall where.
Okay. All right. Well, so we have someone who kind of recalls hearing something about it. I've never heard about this, and Luna's never heard about this. So fans, if you're out there and you know something about it, drop it in the chat, and we'll definitely discuss it. Drop anything in the chat. If you want to discuss something, let us know. You can tell that we are pretty easily distracted. So just let us know. Okay, so let's jump into this. So here's the history of this Michigan Triangle. The Lake Michigan Triangle theory gained popularity in the 1950s and 60s when a series of unexplained incidences and disappearances occurred in the region. The triangle boundaries are generally defined by the cities of Chicago, Illinois, Gary, Indiana, and Benton Harbor, Michigan. So that's where the this Bermuda Triangle takes place. So if we had an imaginary map, ladies and gentlemen, of Lake Michigan, you connect those points to where they are, and we'll have a triangle. So that's said to be where all of these incidences in the 1950s and 60s started. And we'll hit that up here. So let's hit up some incidences and disappearances. Some of the notable ones associated with Lake Michigan Triangle include Flight 2501. So this happened in 1950, June 23rd, 1950. A DC-4 airliner carrying 58 passengers and crew members disappeared while flying over Lake Michigan. Despite extensive searches, no wreckage or bodies were ever found. That choked me up a little bit. That's a little crazy. There's a whole plane just missing out there. And Luna, if you are interested in any of these things that we're talking about, if you do a quick look, and as I say that, I see something in the private chat. Sent you on Discord. Okay. All right. I see that. I'll pull that up shortly here, Luna. All right. So Viking, we have our first one is Flight 2501. And apparently it just goes out of the air.
Like, what happened? It just disappeared?
Yeah, that's all it says. Disappeared while flying over Lake Michigan. And apparently there was extensive searches.
They've pulled out planes from the lake as well before.
They have. Yeah, I've seen that. Okay, so the next one is the Griffin. In 1899, the schooner. Yes, we're going all the way back then.
What the fuck?
The schooner Griffin disappeared while sailing on Lake Michigan. No wreckage or debris were ever found.
What kind of, what is it? A ship? Like what? I'm so confused. What a Griffin is.
It would be a little sailboat.
Oh,
yeah, it would be probably like a 2-3 person sailboat.
Oh, it probably got
small.
smashed to a million pieces against rocks and just disappeared.
Well, that could be. Okay.
Hold on. When did the Griffin take place? Disappear?
1899.
Oh, yeah. By now, all the wood from that would be basically
degraded.
And
what are you gonna go? You gonna go out there and investigate this?
Yeah. Like back then, by now, it'd just be none of that boat would be left.
Yeah. There would be nothing left of it.
With all the shit that's in Lake Michigan in the first place for chemicals and just all the junk that's in that lake. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting anything out of there. Okay. So that moves on to the R Sun. In 1937, the steamboat R Sun vanished while traveling from Chicago to Milwaukee. An extensive search effort failed to locate the ship or its crew.
Yeah, I've heard of that one before.
But just imagine that. An entire ship full of crew members and people, whatever, or who's ever on it.
How many people was it? Does it say?
It does not say. Does not say.
This has to be at least 100, 150 people.
I mean, you would easily think that.
Yeah, I mean, well, back then you think steamboats, probably about 100, 150 people would be on the boat at a time, depending on how many people are, moving.
Yeah. And if it's just like, let's say a cargo steamboat, you're going to have at least 30 to 40 people, crew members.
Mm-hmm. I'm including the crew members with the 150 I'd be guessing.
But for it to just disappear?
Is this the Edmund Fitzgerald that he's talking about?
I don't know.
No? Luna keeps mentioning Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I see that. It keeps popping up.
Yeah, I was just
Um,
like, huh?
Yeah, it does. The ones I've said. So the flight 2501, the Griffin, and the R Sun are the ones that I'm getting.
Wouldn't it be funny if it just burned to death? So it's called the Arson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how.
I mean, let's
That
be
would
honest here. Weirder things have happened of things that they're named after they've died from, or
True.
there's
But
been boats named
this is
unsinkable
Sun,
that
like
sink. So
this is like father son.
well,
SON.
still,
Yeah. I don't know, man. Seems a little weird. All right, so we
I
also
knew- fuck you. That wasn't really a joke, but it was more like a thing of like, what if it caught on fire, and there was something that happened at sea, or not sea, but on the lake, and they just, yeah. Also, it's a steel, it's a steamship, so it's a heavy fucking boat. So, and most steamboats that have ever, like during Civil War and whatnot, that have sunk are just not recoverable. There's plenty of wreckage out there.
yeah, and it says that all these people, like, they had search crews out there looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I mean, that actually can contribute to the poison because it was out of lead and everything too. So, and a lot of these like down south, the waters and whatnot that had the steamboats in the rivers have sunk, and they've poisoned the water because of the lead and the steel and whatnot in them and everything. So, graphite stuff. A lot of the stuff that was on the ships have poisoned the water. So,
no, that makes perfect sense. Though, like, if something like that were to happen, it's gotta go
Lake
somewhere.
Michigan is known for having many poisonous waters.
No, I've heard it's
Not
clean.
why Flint, Michigan is dying at all.
No, it's clean.
Not like we haven't, or it's not the reason why my dog died at all. No, not at all. That he
It's
drank the
Fiji water.
and that's what
It's like
fucking killed him.
you could just bottle it and drink it right out of the lake. What are you talking about? Jeez.
Yeah, it's as good as fucking the water in Fallout.
Well, that's some good water. If you
But we don't have Radex.
you may not, I do. I got a whole supply back here.
Oh, fuck.
I'll send you some.
I'm gonna need it.
Yes. All right. So we also have a private plane disappearance. Several disappearances. Several private planes have disappeared while flying over Lake Michigan, including a 1978 incident in which a plane carrying 4 people vanished from flying from Chicago to Detroit.
Oh no.
Interesting. So 1978. I mean, all of this is before the technology we have now. So
Mhm.
let's get that straight. So there's some things that could probably be explained and just going off of that. But for any of these to be carrying people and those people not be around anymore, that's kind of interesting. Especially
Yeah.
these boat ones. That's what's really thrown me away. Thrown me for
I
a
mean,
loop.
there's been many ships sinking in Lake Michigan. Many.
It's just weird though, because it's a lake.
It's funny. It's called a lake because it's fucking massive. A
Yeah,
small ocean.
that too. Yeah, I mean that's a humorous part of it too. But the fact that there's like you don't have big ass sea monsters coming from another place and taking shit to another
No,
place.
because there's naturally 6-foot long catfish and tuna out there, and sturgeons that are fucking 8 to 10 feet long sometimes.
Well, that has to do with the clean water in Lake Michigan. It helps them grow.
Yeah, clean water, not radioactive at all.
Well, see, this is what we're doing here, Viking. We're clearing up some mysteries.
I know more about this than you do, considering I live so close to it.
I know, and that's why
I've heard all this shit about fucking fish having 2 heads or 3 heads sometimes. There's weird things on Lake Michigan. Fucking catfish as big as bigger than they should ever be. But then again, 6 foot long catfish is actually not uncommon to be found or while fishing. It's very common.
Mm-hmm.
Tuna are known to be 5-6 feet long in the oceans and whatnot and waters. It's not uncommon at all. Shit, there's been sharks in Lake Michigan before, because whatever shark it is can survive in a freshwater. The shark that's supposed to be old as shit tastes like ass. It's like it's literally it's a Greenland shark or something like that.
It's just the funny fact that you're just like
It's
like
a small
ass.
shark. It's a bull shark, but it's supposedly when it was caught and ate, it tastes like shit. Because I think it eats shit or something. I don't remember.
Well,
There's something weird about that shark.
none of that sounds appealing.
No, it is not appealing with the shark at all. It's been found in Pennsylvania, New York, and parts of Mississippi, Louisiana. It's been found all the way up into, was it Pennsylvania? I think, like near Maine. But yeah,
Okay, so here's some theories and explanations to some of this. So some various theories have been proposed to explain the strange occurrences in the Lake Michigan Triangle, including magnetic anomalies. Some researchers have suggested that the region's unique geology, including underground magnetic deposits, could be responsible for compass malfunctions and some navigational errors. Well, that seems logical. If that's how that's how our GPS is and things like that work.
Because that's when you hear about so much. There's so much magnetic pull from different objects. Telephone poles, radio poles, whatnot can alter a compass. So, and strong, is it like a mine can too, like a silver mine or iron mine can fuck with the compass, right?
I
think
mean,
that's
that sounds about right.
As well, because I there's been instances where you're like using a compass in the wild and it'll just point towards iron because it's the magnetic pole.
Ghost can also mess.
Yeah, Ghost too. Yep. And there's been plenty of ghost ship occurrences in Lake Michigan.
That is true.
Plenty.
Isn't that it's interesting too, because just in the past couple of days, I don't know if you've seen this, they have been talking about what's under the pyramids. Have you seen this?
No.
So these guys have done some pretty in-depth scans under the pyramids out in Egypt, and especially under the Great Gaza pyramid, in which they're finding coils that go kilometers down underneath the
coils. Pyramid. Like what kind of a coil?
They're like structures that look like coils going down.
No kidding. So is this? Because it took so long to build the pyramids. Is this what was built underneath them, or was already there?
Well,
because we all know, like the oldest active technology civilization was the Egyptians and all that. We know that they're the most advanced.
What technology were they fucking with?
Hello, it's aliens. They were definitely visited by fucking aliens. I will argue that to my grave, because it's still funny that a year ago or so that we admitted to aliens existing, and then they just never did anything about it, which is still one of my favorite things in the world.
Oh,
that we just glossed over the fact that we admitted aliens exist and that we tested on them, and they just yep, here's back to the fucking political race.
You know why you two are my favorite people when I do conspiracy shows, because not only are you going into the shit I love, but I look into our private chat and Luna's already got exactly what I'm talking about.
I've seen it.
So yeah, let's explain this to the audience, and then we'll get right back into it with what you're talking about, Viking. So new radar imaging research suggests a 2-kilometer underground complex beneath the Giza pyramids. Giza,
Giza.
Yeah. Giza,
No, it's
Giza,
Giza. It is Giza. Yeah, it's like an
Giza.
E. It's like
Okay.
EI. You kind of say like Geico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Giza. So Giza pyramids
No,
featuring
Giza.
Giza.
It's
Giza.
Geico.
God damn it.
Giza.
Giza. God, fuck.
Like
Giza
Geyser without the R.
pyramids featuring interconnected chambers, spiraling wells, and massive cubic structures. Theories like these aren't new. Inventor Nikola Tesla once speculated that the pyramids might collect and harness Earth's natural energy.
And I've
And
heard of that before.
yeah,
If
that's
you
what I
remember,
subscribe to.
yeah, if you remember the pyramids, they always tell you until it goes so close. I've heard people's phones shut off near them or electronics a lot. I've heard of that before, or like stuff suddenly dying, like a phone's battery or camera. Like I've heard of these things through the pyramids, and
Yeah.
that there's been speculation there's a magnetic pole there before, and they always tell you can only go so close to the pyramids, and it's like hundreds of yards or whatever.
I mean, they're protected, which you can kind of understand why they're protected, but in the same sense, you kind of want to wonder what else is there. And now we're getting these scans, and they're seeing these things. Honestly, what I enjoy about the whole thing is the fact that there is the potential to explain more of the older stories throughout history. Speaking of the Bible, with pharaohs and everything being able to they had lightning shooting out of places, which would make sense if you could harness some bit of it and then start using it in a, I don't know, it would be in a kind of a haphazardous way,
Very hazardous. It reminds me of the Nikola Tesla knockoff guy who's supposed to help in Red Dead.
Mm,
He
yeah,
builds that big ass tower trying to harness the power of the lightning, and it's to the Frankenstein bot, the robot he's trying to power up and make, and then you leave and come back and he's dead, died by his
Yeah.
own creation.
yeah, it's
Which you can actually find that robot on top of the mountains in the north.
crazy, man. Crazy shit. Yeah. So that's where we're at with that. I would
But
definitely.
okay, then what is? Let me know your own name so I can drop you a follow. Lou wants to know your Rumble name.
Oh shit. Give me 1 second.
But-
Yeah, continue what you were saying.
What then would be the magnetic pole that's causing the triangle? Is what I want to know.
Or it could just be natural.
Like, is there the three points? Are they pinpointed to a possible locations? Like,
Well, that's an interesting thought.
well, you did say those three cities: Chicago, somewhere in Michigan, and then Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, you're right on that. It was Chicago, Gary, Indiana, and then fuck. Hold on, fans.
I don't know
We
if
got
Michigan-
so much shit
I
going
don't know
on
where
right
this
now.
place was.
It was Gary, Indiana, Benton Harbor, and Chicago.
Benton Harbor. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, so those are the spots that that would have this. Definitely. Here's the thing, though.
This explains why Gary, Indiana is so fucking weird.
That explains it.
Am I wrong? Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
Yes, I could
Gary,
tell.
Indiana is full of fucking crackheads.
Look, I could go down a whole giant fucking thing of
Dude, that's a fucking folklore tale in itself. Is Gary, Indiana?
dude. People
The
out
shit I've
there.
heard.
Excuse me. If you don't know, Gary, Indiana, growing up when I was a kid, that was the place like grandparents would threaten to take you so you could get kidnapped.
Not juvie.
Yeah, it wasn't juvenile detention. It was definitely Gary, Indiana. So yeah, it was a definitely weird place. There you go, Lou. I threw it up there. That's what it is under the Rumble.
Window lickers.
Yeah, and which that is actually the only place that I can officially call the channel what I wanted. Everywhere else will not let me use that official name. So that's always fun. Anyways, so yeah, going back to this, where we're at, we're discussing one of the theories on why all this stuff happens, and Viking was getting a little more into the magnetic deposits and why it would be messing with the navigation systems and things like that. And I think that kind of explains a little bit, at least with the navigation. Now, the whole disappearing shit, I couldn't tell you what the fuck the reasoning behind that is, but it's there. So we're going on to the second part of that. And
well, hold on. Because we just said the magnetic pole, and so this could be a place where compasses will mess up. All these things would have had a compass at the time that they were trying to travel too. So a lot of them could have been steered into rocks or just the wrong place. High winds, high waters, riptide. Don't know.
True. Very true.
I know Lake Michigan is supposed to be a dangerous water to be on if you're unprepared.
Right. And I mean, you're bringing up valid points in this.
Well, yeah, these people could have just thought of it like, a pond water, river water, like it wouldn't be that bad. And they could have misinterpreted it. And the bad outcome is what happened. They didn't prepare for it.
You're preaching to the choir, brother. I fully think that. I don't think too many people really
prepare. Well, they wouldn't explain the planes, though.
Yeah, the plane. Now we're going to get into this other part.
Though, planes rely on their compass so much.
Especially very true, but if it
happened, 78?
78 was the
which they would have had radar technology and other things kind of in a plane and in a passenger plane, which would have been like a 4-seater plane, very small one, but cargo in the back. They would definitely had radar and a compass, and these devices could have not been working. They got steered the wrong way. Don't know though.
But that still does not explain no debris, nothing. That explain like that right there. I see exactly where you're going, and where you're at is the logic
that this happened in.
Do what?
Does it say the conditions? Was it like sunny? Was it clear? Was it rainy? Snow?
No, I read it line for line, butthole.
Well, I don't know. I'm just wondering.
You know me. You know exactly how
I'm just wondering if like there was like it says the conditions or some shit.
No.
But that's the one that wouldn't make sense of all the disappearances that couldn't really be fully explained other than they got lost in a storm or something. Is the only other possible thing.
Now that you said that, here we go. So weather patterns. Lake Michigan is known for its unpredictable weather. With frequent storms and strong winds, some experts believe that these weather patterns could contribute to accidents and disappearances. But where is the stuff?
Exactly. Like, where is this plane's debris? Luna's got some stuff over here.
Yeah, I know. I'm. Trust me.
Do you want to read this for you?
Give me one more section, and then this will fit in perfectly.
Okay.
So here's this section, and then we'll get into Luna's, and then we'll hit the last section. Human error. Many incidences in the Lake Michigan Triangle can be attributed to plain and simple human error, such as navigational mistakes and or equipment failure. So Those are the three mains that they're putting this on.
And I was going to
Magnetic.
say, like we said though, we did mention equipment failure.
Yeah, we did. Exactly. And that would go into with the magnetic anomalies. Let's say something happens to your compass and you try to fix it, your human error.
Or your engine, or there could have been a fuel leak also.
Exactly. So I think those play hand in hand. And that would also go into, like you were talking about, human errors, such as navigational mistakes and just the unpreparedness of these areas.
But also with the storm thing, they could have been caught in a storm and got turned around and ran out of fuel.
Very
And the
true.
plane just fell out of the sky. But then again, where is the debris?
Exactly. That's
I
gonna
want to know, like, give me their flight path, like what because you
that
would have been able to track them on radar. They would have pinged off of towers at the time for airplanes and whatnot, airports or harbors. So, what's their flight pattern of their pings for the radar?
again, where
You know,
is the stuff? And then where is the debris? If all of this happens and these things are known, there must be some debris around somewhere.
and like when is there an eyewitness report of them leaving the airport, or because there would have been flight logs and they would have been logged for especially a passenger plane going from what was the places they were going to?
There was one place where they were leaving from. They were going from
Was it Chicago?
Chicago to Detroit.
Okay. Yeah, there definitely would have been a flight log of a passenger plane with cargo and whatnot. So,
That's what I'm saying. Where the fuck is this shit?
like, did they actually leave?
That's
Don't know.
interesting. All right, why don't you hit them with what our fact finder, young Jamie Luna, has hit us with?
All right. I'm going to start with the magnetic anomalies here that she's got pulled up. Another scientific theory proposes that magnetic anomalies in the area could interfere with navigational instruments, causing both aircraft and ships to become disoriented and stray off course. Just as magnetic fields are said to play a role in the Bermuda Triangle's mysterious phenomena, it's possible that Lake Michigan has areas where magnetic disturbances can affect compasses and cause navigational errors. But that's what we've been talking about too, is that a
Yeah.
lot of that could happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I feel that validates what we've been saying, though.
yeah. And then talks of a portal to another dimension. A more fantastical theory is that the Lake Michigan Triangle is a portal to another dimension or a time rift. Possible, like our own black hole almost. Similar to some of the theories associated with the Bermuda Triangle, according to this idea, objects or people who enter this area of the lake might accidentally pass into another dimension or a different time period, never to return. This would explain the vanishing of ships and planes, as they could have been transported to another world of time. I'm not so much with that theory.
I am.
I like the idea. I do.
I'm
It's
hooked already. I'm there.
But
It's a
I'm
portal.
not too far the rabbit hole of things like Joseph is.
Oh yeah.
And I love theories, but my thing is I always look for something logical or a logical reason, and you
That's
don't.
nonsense.
That's why this
insanity.
works for us though, because I look for a more logical reason and you don't.
Yeah. Because I'm more right and you're more wrong.
That's like you right or wrong. It's a theory the whole time, so it doesn't make anybody right. It's still just a theory the whole time.
Yeah. Whatever rules you want to make for reality, sure.
That's not rules, that's common sense. Are you lacking that? I'm sorry.
I don't live in the world of common sense.
That makes so much more sense. All right. Now, aliens is a possible theory, which that's more stretching it. I don't know many instances of aliens over Lake Michigan, not really that I can recall. I don't remember any stories. I do not. But UFOs and extraterrestrial activity. Some paranormal enthusiasts suggest that UFOs or extraterrestrial activity may be responsible for the strange happenings in Lake Michigan. There have been reports of unusual lights in the sky and even strange aerial phenomena in the area. Some believe that UFOs could be interacting with both the lake waters and the ships or planes that traverse it, either abducting them or causing mysterious disappearances. I won't fault that one. I'm gonna say it because well, aliens fucking exist, and yeah, I'm not gonna say that they haven't been. They could be curious of being like, what's this? And it's a large body of water. They can do without being noticed sometimes. It'd be a perfect place for them to just hover and monitor the lake and whatnot. So, yeah.
It'd also be a perfect place for them to possibly have an underground tunnel through the lake to get to the ocean or to get to a secret base.
How would they
get the earth? Boom, 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 boom.
Oh God,
Dun,
you
dun,
can really
dun,
deep with this shit today.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, just on
man.
another fucking level all of a sudden.
Well, if you're telling me that fucking the Egyptians got fucking power plants underneath these fucking pyramids, why can't an alien go through Lake Michigan and end up in his little fucking secret base?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say to the ocean. That's a little stretching it from Lake Michigan.
Underground, though?
Huh?
Underground, my friend. And how much of the ocean have we even looked at? Not enough. Not enough. I'm telling you, man, they're down there. That's where the aliens hang out.
That's a new one I haven't heard of yet before.
You've never heard of? Oh,
no,
man.
I don't think so.
You got to look into a General Favor. He's part of the. Did you ever hear of the Tic Tac UFO?
Yes, and I just don't remember the story behind it.
Okay, so General Favor, he's the one who found or seen the Tic Tac on different occasions.
Okay, yeah.
And it's the one that he watched. It looks like a Tic Tac, a giant Tic Tac. He watched it move around in an array of different places and then shoot straight into the water.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying,
very fast, and all of a sudden just disappeared.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So I'm just saying it's possible.
That footage was released like what, last year, the year before? Like 2 years
I
ago?
believe it was a few years ago. I believe this was in like 2021, maybe even 2019. Something.
Well, here you go. Lunar's got us back on track. Theories of hidden tunnels or bunkers. Some conspiracy theorists believe there could be secret tunnels or bunkers beneath Lake Michigan that were constructed during times of war by military forces or as part of covert government projects. These theories often point to the fact that both the U.S. government and private corporations have historically been involved in secretive operations around Chicago and other nearby cities. Okay. But I just didn't think that the aliens would dig a tunnel, though. But government base, I could see. But not the aliens one I wasn't with, but government doing it, I could see.
Okay. Who does the government hang out with?
Liberals.
The aliens. I'm gonna eat me some.
I did say they don't.
Of being right, you know.
I didn't say you were wrong though.
You don't have to say I am because I'm not. Because
I didn't say you're wrong either.
You
just said you're not right.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
No, you just said you're not right.
I'm not a lot of things, okay? And one of them I am. Because, I'm over here producing the show. I'm over here trying to do things and just. Why
do you think fraternities have you screw sheep and all this and, give guys blowjobs? That's why I never joined them. Because they want to compromise. Go back.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So, you can keep thinking. You can keep thinking that these aliens don't have tunnels under Lake Michigan, but I just
don't think aliens do. I think the government does without aliens. Because Lake Michigan would be a perfect place to do it underground. I don't know.
Viking
or some shit.
Window lickers out there in our fan base and Viking. Let me ask you something.
Yes, you're a little retarded.
It's all a spider web. It's all connected. You start with the center, which is the aliens, and then you go out from there, and it's all connected. And they hang out with each other. Our government they do continuous DMT trips to go and talk to these guys and have council meetings because we are not alone out there. There's a big universe.
How
and
the
there's-
fuck do you have a council meeting on DMT, bro? Fuck.
Have you ever done DMT?
No, but I can imagine. I just no, like
Let's
no.
okay. You go to a
Have I done?
you
DMT?
you
I don't know.
experience a
I
different
gotta
life.
question that one. I've done a lot of shit. I don't know if I have or not. Anyways,
You would know if you have. Trust
I
me.
don't remember.
Have you ever seen the Mechanical Elves?
Yes.
You have.
Fuck.
You've
I don't
seen the geometric shiny figures that tell you some deep personal things about yourself that not a lot of people know.
Maybe.
Well, you might have done DMT, my friend.
I thought that was a bad fucking dream. This makes more sense.
Okay, so in this scenario, what I'm about to discuss, you have to take the perception of everything you know and throw it out the window. So imagine being able to go to a place in which you know everything is going to be okay, but you are also broken down. All your armor, all your shield is taken away, and you are just bare soul to this thing. And this thing kind of directs you in where you need to go. So basically what a lot of people say, the veil has been lifted. The reason I say this is because, do you know of any other psychedelic in which a group of people, and I'll just say 5 just to keep it in a realistic manner. So let's say 5 people take the exact same psychedelic. Do you know of any psychedelic out there that all 5 of those people will have the exact same trip?
No. I know what you mean.
Okay, so DMT, you can take 5 people and they can have the same trip. They may not get the same message in that trip, but they see the same things. And in any other type of psychedelic, that doesn't happen because it is a psychedelic, but I don't think it is. I think it's a way for us to open our minds and actually experience the life that we don't see. Because in my belief, there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes of what we know as life. And those are the elves. They're known as the mechanical elves. Some people say that they're
Is that like
geometric.
our version of the back rooms?
In a way,
Like our mind's version of the back rooms?
yeah. Okay, so guardian angels. You've heard of the theory of guardian angels, right?
Uh-huh.
But take that theory and make it a reality, but you don't see it. So you have all these things guiding you, and they may not be relatives. They may not be somebody you know, but there's somebody who's been through that moment in life before, and they guide you like your conscience. When you come into the fork in the road, I'm either going to do this or I'm going to do this. And when you make that decision, sometimes you get a gut feeling that might not be the right decision. Some people say that is those things guiding you and letting you know. It's your free will. So whether you choose to listen to that is your business. Because in some sense, and please don't think I'm weird out there, fans, but in some sense, free will is one of the most not free things, because we are guided as people to live with each other and kind of fall in line with each other. So the idea of free will, in a sense, to us eternally is a weird thought, a not normal thing, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
That just gives me a lot to think about, but okay.
I kind of figured that's where I was getting. See, this is why I keep a lot of my thoughts inside, because
No, I just she's a lot to think about. Luna's type of way over there, and I don't know what she's typing about.
It's
just clack.
There's a lot of ideas in the fact that we are not in control of everything that we think we are in control of. There's other things in control, such as weather. You can't control the weather. It's just, that's something you can't do. I mean, people who may wear funny little hats do, but I don't. And in a sense, you have all these things that you can't see until the veil is lifted once the DMT is blown out, because you just sprinkle it on weed, take a hit, blow it out. That's usually like your first bit where you start feeling kind of but if you take another one and let that out, I'm telling you, you're going to go into a magical place in which you are going to live an entire life. All right, Luna's chiming in. Funny you say that. I have the ability to talk
to
my spirit guide. However, I need to be in the right mindset spiritually. And that's exactly something I'm talking about.
Back on task.
Okay.
For once.
All right.
So, again, with Cold War secret military installations during the Cold War, some people speculate that the U.S. military might have built secret underground or underwater bases beneath Lake Michigan for research purposes, military training, or defense systems. While the U.S. military has a presence on the Great Lakes, particularly for naval and air force operations, there is no verified evidence of submerged tunnels, bases, or facilities beneath the lake itself.
Well, to me, if it was for actual like military shit, that wouldn't be such a secret.
No.
But if it was for,
I mean, well, no, not entirely, because think of Red Dawn theory. What if like they wanted to keep it a secret under Lake Michigan just in case of an invasion, especially Canada? Yeah, you didn't think that far ahead, did you? Now I got you stumped.
No, you don't got me stumped.
You look fucking stumped.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out how to say this without coming off as an asshole. What part of America do you think's afraid of a military that use geese?
But listen to what time it was. But listen to the time that this was done. It was Cold War.
Yes,
So,
so
no. Hold on. Just hold the fuck on. Hold on.
Holding the fuck on.
A lot of people were on edge with all the nuke stuff and everything. So was every country. The closest countries to us is literally Canada and Mexico. Which of those two is going to have a nuke system that they might have, because they might be thinking like, oh, we're going to do something in case this happens. And they may have been, on the verge of something, but something may have been caught. And America was, like, oh, we're going to build an underground base here just in case shit goes down.
I don't buy that.
It's more logical than anything else. I mean, just maybe they did it just in case, because I don't know.
In my head, when you say that,
everything was on edge about World War III and whatever winter it's called, I don't remember.
And okay, but we're not in Cold War anymore. If it was, that's what I'm saying. If it was the military actually did it for a military operation and things like that and military training, we would know about it by now, since the time has been since the Cold War era. If I'm not saying that they don't exist, I'm saying though that they're down there and it's not for military. This is for fucking UFOs and shit. And if you think that Canada above us has any idea of a nuclear weapon, they'd be like, oh, Jack, you got some maple syrup on the old nuclear weapon. Oh no, we can't let her go. And then if you think
the ray gun can't shoot because it's covered in syrup.
And if you think Mexico has a nuclear, hey, Pedro, I don't know. No, none of those are. No one is afraid of an army who uses Canadian geese as their aircrafts. Okay.
Oh man,
that
it's really fucking kicked in.
Those little fucks. They've been booing the national anthem. And you know what's really funny? Didn't you guys just cave days after you stood up there and like, we will not stand for America doing all this bullshit. We are going to increase electricity tariffs. And then a day later, you guys came crawling back. Oh, Mr. President, we will not do that. We were bluffing. We are sorry. You got fuck off. Fuck the fuck off. Walk the fuck plank, and you can fuck off there when you're fucking falling into the pile of fuck offs. I hate Canada. Just so everybody's clear. I hate Canada.
I'm just wondering. This is just a joke. Is it possible to be racist against Canada if you're America?
I hope so.
I'm just wondering. Like, that just theory popped in my head.
I want to be the grand wizard of hating Canada. That's what I want to be. I hate that place. I can't stand you guys. You guys drive me up a wall. You're a bunch of jerk offs in my. You know what? You get this.
To be honest with you, I'm kind of retarded. In that.
Yeah. And we all know you don't want to mess with an art word because you never know what they're
retarded. Listen, I'll say it because I am retarded because I had the past because I am retarded. Yeah, because I am like autistic as fuck. Clearly, I admit to that, and I ADHD. So, and I'm fucking retarded. So,
and our fans probably think I am too now. They're like,
you are retarded.
He hates Canada.
He hates Canada.
All right, so back onto this. In conclusion, while the Lake Michigan Triangle theories are intriguing, it's essential to approach these incidences with a critical and nuanced perspective. Many of the disappearances and accidents can be explained by natural causes, human error, or a combination of both. However, the Lake Michigan Triangle remains a fascinating topic for speculation and exploration, and its mysteries continue to capture public's imagination. So that's what we have on the old Michigan Triangle. Definitely something to look more into if you're interested. I'm pretty sure Luna did pop up some parts in that. Specific cases, I believe they were. I don't know. She was doing her job so well today. It's really fun. Yes. So if you're out there and you want to look more into this, the Edmund Fitzgerald case is a popular one, she says. So go check that out. And then you guys report back to us and let us know about that one. Or don't. You know, whatever you guys feel like doing.
Speaking of Luna, I think it's her turn to let's get back into the what we're supposed to be doing.
And not listening to me rant.
Because like I'd like to be done in like half an hour. Because I'm fucking getting hungry as shit.
Well, just pop some snacks in your mouth and hit mute on your microphone, man.
Oh, like I'm also really fucking baked.
Okay.
It is Luna's turn. She will be talking about her subject.
All right.
Oh, hi.
Hello. We have Luna chiming in. I know fans, most of the time you don't hear her voice, but here she is. And Luna, what do you got for us?
So this is the mighty Mishipishu, also known as the water panther or puma, is apparently a legendary creature in the folklore of many indigenous peoples in North America, particularly the Great Lakes region. Apparently, it's often depicted as a large, powerful panther or feline in mythical qualities, and it plays an important role in the mythologies of the Ojibwe, Algonquin, and the other native tribes. So this is less a physical, it's more just spiritual kind of seeing it. kind of like what you guys were talking about earlier. People describe it as a large, dangerous feline creature resembling a panther puma. It's often said to have a sleek, dark body and an unusual, powerful presence. Some versions of the myth describe it with features like scales or horns, suggesting it has mythical nature. And it often appears in myths that explain natural events, such as the formation of lakes or rivers. It's sometimes seen as a bringer of storms or as a creature that controls the flow of water. So that's kind of an interesting one. The Ojibwe people or Chippewa people is pretty much where it comes from their traditions. It does appear in arts, carvings, and totemic representations. That was a hard word. Often as a reminder of the power of nature and the importance of respecting the natural world. Now, I have a feeling that with these visionary encounters of dreams or powerful feelings, that has something to do with some type of extracurricular activities. However, people might experience dreams or visions where Mishu Pishu reveals itself. In these cases, the encounter is often viewed as symbolic, teaching the person lessons about power, balance, or the forces of nature. It's also been seen as a guide or protector, reminding the person of their connection to the water and the land. I have a lot to go through on this one. I'm not as prepared today. But they also utilize Mishu Pichu in experiences with ceremonies and rituals, and even passages of life. So it's connected to quite a lot of things as well, for spiritual guidance or rituals, connection to the spiritual world, nature. So it's more or less a legend than it is an actual physical representation. But it is more towards that area that people have vision or contact with this type of entity, I'll call it. More or less, well, they do say that it's in Canada, which I know you don't like Canada, but it's the northern Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan area where this is pretty much centered around. So it's kind of interesting.
That is really interesting. And it kind of goes on the more like spooky, mythical idea of these things. Because the other one I looked up was it's the Black Dog of Welland Canal. So that was that's kind of interesting that you found another one. Because I was looking through my notes to see if that was mentioned in that story, like maybe they were connected. I didn't see anything.
Did it have anything to do with indigenous communities?
Mm-mm.
And that's probably why you didn't see it.
Yeah. Huh. That's really interesting. Where do you think it what do you think made it originate? Like, I don't. This one's very weird to me.
Yeah.
It's just very weird, especially the way you described what it looks like and things like that. And I was trying to picture it in my head, but I want to know where, like, you know what I mean? Like, where do these things originate from? Like, what took place for someone to see this for the first time, and to then go and tell people?
Probably. I mean, look, those tribes were on some type of peyote or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely a more spiritual thing. I mean, a lot of these could be, I guess you don't know, considering they say it's more ceremonies and rituals, and then they visualize it, and um, it could be more or less a collective of the mind. But
So
apparently,
do you,
oh, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but like, do you think that it's more of a thing that is there, or a thing that you have to take a substance to know that it's there, if that makes any sense?
Yeah.
Are you thinking that drugs were heavily involved with this creature?
Oh yeah. To see it, yes, I do.
Do you know what it actually reminds me of? Because you say it's a water panther. You know what I'm thinking of? Did you ever see this was before he made the shitty ass Avatar movie, but M. Night Shyamalan's Lady of the Water?
Yes.
Do you remember the vine panther? The cheetah-like thing?
Yes.
They would come out of the
That's what you. That's what
that's
you're.
what it kind of reminded me of, because it was the scene that it gets the fight happens. It's in the rain and it's all wet and it's comes up from the grass and everything, and just I don't know. That's what kind of reminded me, because it's mentioned that it's like a sea panther, a water panther, right?
Yeah.
And like that's the creature I was like thinking, because like water panther sounds kind of fucking cool to be a creature you'd fight in some game or some shit. Like
I was thinking more like, I don't know. Have you ever seen you ever seen Harry Potter?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so when oh, fuck it, Sirius changes into a werewolf,
Oh,
I was thinking of that, but with
that
like
black?
a panther type head,
Yo.
and then like I don't know, but she said scales.
So I would think it's more like
And-
green and white,
Oh, and that's what threw me off.
like more of a reptile like thing. Like a panther and scales just sounds fucking cool too.
Like some dark black scales.
We need to AI this shit.
Oh,
Oh, Luna's doing it right now.
yeah. It's but yeah, I really think, like Luna was saying, this peyote thing. I'm not. I almost think that it's like when they do their whatever ritual they do for their ceremonies, and then they see this thing. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just seen during these ceremonies, or if it's actually seen outside of them. What the fuck is I just seen a thumbnail of what Luna just sent me, and I have no clue.
Oh God, what she sent you?
Oh, it's
I don't know what she sent you.
I think it's the AI
She
thing.
just types around over there. She does some AI picture thing. She didn't show me. The fuck,
Yeah,
Luna?
my goddamn Discord's not popping up. Shit. Well, yeah. So, yeah, it's. I can't get. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's wild. All right, let me screen share this, guys. Give us 1 second, and we will show you exactly what that was. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, do these things back over here. Share right there. All right. Do you guys see that?
That's cool.
So that's what the old image pulled up for Luna there, through AI.
So fuzzy.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked. That mine is the. I like that though. That's pretty
Looks
cool.
And it does on my laptop. It's weird.
Man, that is That's different. That is different.
Dragon cat.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't look like what any of us were imagining.
No. I was just imagining more like a panther.
Yeah. And I was going Harry Potter, man. So
Yeah.
we're
I like
fucking-
your version though too.
we're definitely out there, man.
But I mean, was like I was imagining more like a panther looking, but like kind of like a cheetah a little bit, but covered in scales and like blue and green and white. Quite hold your finger up at me. I know what you're doing. But like that's what I was thinking, like that, and like it would have like some kind of fins, but not a lot, but had more of an armored look to it. More like a cat that can swim fast. Well, that's like what cat is it? Cheetahs will fucking kill alligators. They'll do the swim thing. It's some cat will do the swim thing, and otherwise it's panthers. They'll swim and they'll fucking kill alligators and shit. And cheat and like yeah.
Really?
There's some it's rarely known, and I found out about it a while ago. It's either cheetahs or panthers. They'll swim and kill gators and eat them. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, that's another one she threw up there.
I'd be so confused. I'm like, kitty. And then I see what the fuck's behind it. That's a
And then you
nightmare
die.
there, man.
That would eat your face off.
It's kind of terrifying.
It is terrifying. I don't want anything to do with that.
No. Anyways, where is that located in the Great Lakes? Where was it?
Northern Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan.
Oh, okay, northern Minnesota. So basically, like Canada border.
Yeah, she said Canada, and I disassociated for that moment. I had to. She was trying to bring me back into my rants, and I said no.
Damn it, Luna.
I
We
said,
gave him his rant, his weekly. He got his, once a podcast rant. Okay,
I did.
No, not again. You get him one.
I was
He gets
surprised it
one.
was about Canada.
I was surprised it was like Canada. Anyways, you speaking of animals, yours is a dog.
The way you said that. Yours is a dog? Well, yes, mine is a dog. So one of the most popular and detailed stories of this specific theory, legend, if you will, is the black dog of Welland Canal is the legend of the ghost dog of Loch 3. Okay,
Ooh,
so
that sounds cool. That sounds like it'd be in like a gothic book. Like
yeah,
tale.
yeah. I mean, the way they described it there, yeah, I could
Yeah,
see
that
where
sounds like
you're-
a gothic tale, like fairy tale, like
I'm
knight
thinking
has to fight some
Scotland.
kind of dog.
I'm thinking like somewhere in Scotland.
Because it reminds me of the what was it? The Hound of the Moors, Sherlock Holmes, the Baskerville Hound. Yeah. That's what it kind of reminds me of. The Baskerville Hound.
Well, let's hope the story is close to it. Okay, so according to local lore, a large black dog would appear to workers at Loch 3 of the Welland Canal, particularly during the night shift. The dog was said to be a harbinage of doom. I don't know what that word is.
Harbinger.
Harbinger? Yes.
Harbinger.
What is that? Do we know? Is it
Luna,
like a-
help me here. She goes
Foreshadowing.
wide-eyed over there. She's looking into it. Harbinger is like a harbinger of death, like a soldier of it, like a that's their specialty.
So this dog's specialty is doom?
Well, yeah, because this actually reminds me of okay, so not ADD trip here, but this is literally connected. Have you ever seen the movie Black Dog, Patrick Swayze
No.
and Meatloaf?
No.
No?
So
It's a good fucking movie. But a lot of times the black dog is said to be seen when you're late. It's mostly at night when you're tired, fatigued, but all in your mind is greed or a certain thing that you're greeding about, like money usually, or other things. And that's usually what the black dog is related to. And it's said
okay.
to be amongst truckers and people that drive a lot, and
So
it's
it's
said to be a thing that's seen.
foreshadowing. It
Uh-huh.
foreshadows future events.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
like that says.
I learned something today. I like that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
use that.
it's been seen by all the way back to like 1800s by tribes,
Okay.
particularly young men of a tribe of Native Americans that would be unhappy with his current state of life and wanted more and greedy after more, but he shouldn't, and he should be placed with where he is. And the black dog was the warning to like, don't do it. And it's said that some have died in their last words of something of a black dog.
Okay. I like it. I mean, I like the fact that it's
It has a
Lit-
folklore tale, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not well known, but it is there.
I like it. So well, this would happen, would often precede a tragic event or accident. So the dog would be seen
Hmm.
at those moments.
Oh my god. Can I just say that Red Dead Redemption totally makes sense now with the fox if you do bad deeds?
I did not expect you to just yell that out.
I know, but think about it though. It totally makes sense. You get the buck if you're good, honor, high honor, low, and then low honor is the fox or the black wolf or whatever it is. That
Yeah.
totally makes sense now with the game.
Well, look at that. We have made a connection that you didn't know needed made.
No, but that just totally makes sense now though, because if you're vicious and mean and all about greed and doing the bad things, you get the black dog or fox. That totally makes sense.
I like it,
There's a
man.
deeper connection in Red Dead than I ever thought there was.
Look at that. This conspiracies at sea. Amazing. That's what we do.
I mean, it's a more spiritual connection behind it.
Well, and that brings you closer to the story of the game.
Really does. Yeah, I kind of appreciate it more now.
So, one of the most popular stories out of there is the story of the Loch Master's son. One of the most well-known accounts of the ghost dog of Loch 3 is the story of the Loch Master's son. According to the story, the son was working the night shift at Loch 3 when he saw a black dog standing on the edge of the loch. The dog was said to be staring intently at the young man, who felt a chill run down his spine. The next day, the young man's father, the Loch Master, was killed in an accident at the loch. The son was devastated, and many believe that the ghost dog had appeared to him as a warning of this impending tragedy.
Okay, but so to be clear, explain what a lock is, by the way, so people just because not many are going to know what it is.
I believe this is like a lock of land.
I
Like-
keep thinking of water, like a
Yeah,
pier or
like a
something.
piers and things like that. They have multiple
I
piers
thought
in
lock
which
was
ships.
like a cliffside or something.
Yeah, so like the lock master would be the guy in charge of all of that area in which these ships and all these different boats are coming in and out of. It's like a lock of land. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That
So
makes sense.
So there's water, there's bogs, there's, marsh areas, things like that, all set up for like extra creepiness. Could you imagine working night shift for your dad's fucking business, and then there's just this fucking gnarly dog just staring at you, sending fucking chills down
Just
your
the
spine?
darkest thing you've ever seen, just glowing eyes and just
Yeah. And then the next day, your dad, something tragically happens to him. He's no
see.
longer
Do you
with-
remember how last time I talked about how when I was on my way home, I seen that black creature cross the road?
Yeah.
So when that happened like a year ago, that made me think, is there like something in my life that I was grieving after? And I didn't know what it was, and I still don't. It's always, I've never said that to anybody. This is the first time I ever said that out loud to either one. Luna didn't even know that. But that always made me think, is like, that's what the fuck I seen was the black dog. And I'm driving, and it was snow flurries out. Not horrible, but at the time, I don't think I was. The only thing I wanted, it was the truck, and like we were doing good, and I don't know what it would have been. That's why I was really confused about it. And it's always confused me ever since. It's been it is something I've thought about for ever since, like very heavy on my mind ever since. Like one of those things you just think about time to time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's more of like one of those things where sometimes you may not see it at that moment, and it may take years upon years. But
Exactly, and like I've been, waiting for it. Like I feel like it'll hit me like, how you have a deja vu dream and then it happens in a moment. Like I just had one the other day with I think it was playing 2K My Rise. Yeah. And there was a moment that happened, and I'm like, holy fuck, I totally had this whole entire moment in my head, and it now makes sense. And I have those, it's like, I think it'll hit me like that.
I heard you throughout this episode say, I'm getting off track and things like that.
Oh,
God.
God.
But you keep saying things that always get me off track. And deja vu, for instance, what before we go any further, what is your definition, your understanding? And Luna, I would love to hear yours too, before I give mine, of deja vu.
Well, I know that's not the right term for it, but that's what I refer to it as, because that's what I remember. I know there's an actual term for those dreams and those moments. I just can't remember what it's called.
I call it deja vu. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know there's an actual term for it, but
I don't know any of that. I just call it deja vu.
Yeah. So to me, that is a deja vu moment. So yeah.
So it would be
where
you believe that you've experienced that moment before.
Oh.
His term deja vu comes from French, meaning already seen, and refers to sensation that you've experienced or lived through a situation before, even though you know that it's the first time encountering it. It's like a feeling of familiarity with something that shouldn't be familiar. Okay.
So yeah.
So
anyways, what were you going to say though? Because you asked about what is our version of it.
Okay. So deja vu. Can we all three agree that is what we know deja vu as?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Luna agrees.
So I've come to the understanding that deja vu is just your present consciousness realizing a past moment of a past life, of a different timeline, a different moment. Like it's going off the theory of that there's millions upon millions upon billions upon billions upon trillions different timelines out there. Every situation there's a timeline in which you do a different action. So
like the multiverse.
Yes. So deja vu it's like an eclipse. So in every bit of timeline, one moment syncs up at the exact same time. And all of your consciousness from the top to the bottom and beyond is all aligned in one moment. And that's how you experience deja vu.
I'm listening, but I'm trying to remember how the fuck we got to this moment of deja vu. I remember we mentioned something referred to it, and yep, here we are. Fuck.
Secret time. That's the part of being stoned. That's really fun.
I don't know what the fuck you said, but okay.
We don't know. We don't know how we get down the roads, and that's how.
No, we don't. We just keep going down these rabbit holes of our own shit.
And I'm okay with that because I just came up with a personal eclipse in my own head. I don't know if any other weirdo out there has ever come up with that
And like
in their mind.
realize
But
some shit.
dude, deja vu is a personal eclipse of every timeline that you can be associated with.
Sweet.
Maybe that won't make too much sense tomorrow, but right now, that's one of the best things ever.
I don't
Okay,
think
so
I'll remember it tomorrow.
Okay. So let's get back to the black dog. Okay, so sightings and encounters. Over the years, many people have reported seeing the ghost dog of Lock 3, including lock workers. Several lock workers have reported seeing the dog often at night or during periods of high stress. Fishermen have reported seeing the dog standing on the edge of the lock or wandering along the canal's edge. Passerby, people driving or walking by the lock have reported seeing the dog, often in the distance or out of the corner of their eye. So you have 2 out of those 3 groups could be on like high stress, could be tired, things like that.
Absolutely. They could be exhausted because it's third shift as well. And that's what Black Dog is associated with, is the whole point of that. You're supposed to be tired and just thinking about one thing, and that's greedy. And yeah,
And
they could be thinking about, man, I'd rather be, in bed instead of here with a woman or something. Who knows?
yeah, I'm there with you on that one.
Or they'd rather be, drunk out their ass somewhere. Yeah, that could be what they're greeting after, and that's the reason why they see it.
Hey, I'm there with you, man. We have Luna chiming in. Here are also reports of the black dog that appears on lonely stretches of road, especially in more rural and wooded areas of northern Michigan. Drivers traveling at night on some of the Michigan older, winding highways have reported seeing a large black dog that seems to follow their car or even appear in front of them, causing a sense of fear or dread. You know what? There's indie promotions I've worked with years ago, and I'd have to drive up in Michigan, and a lot of the windy highways up through Michigan and stuff, back roads and things like that. And there's a lot of them. This one in particular, and I couldn't tell you exactly what road it was. I'd have to pull up an old map and things, but I would always feel like in my head, I would have this thought that this would be the road that if I were to have an accident, this would be the one that I would have an accident on. I don't know. Something in me would always think that only on that road though.
Right.
Like, I don't know, man. So I don't know. Just kind of just hearing that, seeing that, reading that kind of like brought back a little bit. I never seen a black dog. So I'm lucky on that aspect.
You are.
But I can sense dread on some of those roads up there. some of those areas too. I don't know how much you've ever drove in Michigan,
Not much.
but there's a lot of those areas you could be like driving out in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, if somebody murdered their family, I think that house right there looks
Yeah,
like
I haven't been that
probably had a
far
couple.
east.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
so-
I've never been that far east. I've been more west than anything, from here to Montana and whatnot. And that way I've been out, but never really east.
and it's probably got its own sense of feelings out that way and things like
Oh
that.
yeah, there's definitely places out there you pass by like, yep, that'd be the, like you just said, that'd be a murdered family of 5. Yep. There's been some places like that out here that I do admit that.
All right, so there were some paranormal investigations. Several investigation teams have explored the Welland Canal area, including Lock 3, in the search of evidence of the ghost dog. While some have reported capturing audio and video evidence of strange occurrences, others have found nothing. Regardless of the truth behind the legend, the ghost dog of Lock 3 remains a fascinating and chilling tale that continues to capture the imagination of people today. So those were my Great Lakes topics.
And I'm pretty sure in something animated, it may have been a game or a show. Shit, I'm thinking of Scooby Doo that I seen a black dog thing being in there. Like, pretty sure it's an episode of Scooby Doo. The
Yeah.
black dog was a thing about being about greed. I remember something animated like Scooby Doo, like 2000 Scooby Doo, that style.
Scooby Doo.
I have a strong memory of that for some reason. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, they I miss Scooby Doo back in the day. Not this crap we see now.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. So, did you have anything that you were bringing to the table on this one?
I was going to, but we're at almost 2 hours. And I was going to say we should probably come back to it next time.
Well, look at that. This guy's putting a pin in it.
I'm also really fucking hungry.
Well, maybe you shouldn't eat things on an empty stomach, my friend.
I didn't. I was fine.
Mm-hmm. Man, look at you.
Like,
Just
we
when
actually just ate it that time.
just when I thought that me and you were going to go down the rabbit hole even further.
We will next time.
No, it's
Like
okay.
always.
It's okay, Pooh Bear. We'll get out of the rabbit hole. Don't you worry. You want to get where it's safe.
I do want to
and
look more into
comfortable.
the Black Dog Canal, though.
I think we should. So whenever you
I'm
want to
totally
come
down
back,
for more of an episode of that one in particular, because that really, I don't know, the Black Dog thing, considering I know so much about it, really interests me quite a lot.
no, I agree with you. I think we should whenever you're ready to go back to the Great Lakes of mysteriousness. We will definitely dive more into the Black Dog.
Yeah, and we can do more. Yeah, we can do more of the Monsters of the Great Lakes is what I'm calling it.
Monsters of the
Or
Great Lakes.
Legends, Tales of it.
I like
Tales
monsters.
of the Great Lakes.
I like monsters. It sounds like a porno.
A lot of bad dragon.
Yeah. Co-starring Peter Dragon. Awesome. So Viking, I know you're not a streamer besides when you join me here. But you do have friends that do things. So if you got anything to hype up that they're doing, let them know now so we can get you the fuck
I
out
got
of here.
nobody, man. What, you and Grun and Lou and support all you guys. What else?
Vikings got to get his tum-tum fed. What about Frontline? What are they doing? What do you got going?
We have Backwoods Brown coming back this next Saturday.
I had a case of the
some other
Backwards
things.
Browns.
The title for the Liberty. You should actually look. You probably have seen Backwoods Brown. Probably in the
Mm,
Indies. Maybe you have. He's a big black dude. Afro and Backwoods Brown has been his moniker and everything for a while.
I don't recall, but I could definitely go back and look.
You may have probably seen him before. He's a good dude. I get along with him. Really nice guy. And yeah, we have the full card. Fatal 4-way match to kick it off. Quinn Woodcock versus Redis Ellis, Adam Grace, and Eric Xavier. The Liberty Division match. Rory Shield versus from your neck of the woods, Ray Larson. And then Mr. SmackDown himself, Shaq Jordan. He's the one that was on SmackDown last year when they were in Milwaukee doing that bloodline thing.
I know
And he was
Shaq
one of the
Jordan.
guys with the black shirts on in the ring. I'm gonna
Mhm.
keep saying because it was so cool to see one of our frontline guys there. And it was awesome to see him on fucking SmackDown all things against the this guy Jake Parnell.
I've heard of him too.
I don't know how to describe his character. He had long ponytail, and then he just cut his hair. He's a good worker. I don't like him. I mean, he makes you not like him, but I like his work. He's good. He's good. He's good as a heel. He knows how to be hated. He does a very, very good job at it, doesn't he? Like
You
I
gotta
think he
love
does a great job. Luna agrees too. He's a very, very good heel. I like his work. Against Harden, and then next is Hardenbauer, which I remember him. I've never seen before. He's a new guy to frontline. Against Backwoods Brown, my boy. We're gonna have a triple threat tag team match
Oh,
after that. The Crucible, the new guys, and tag team move. Which tag team move is Hornswoggle. So he will be there.
awesome.
And tag team move is from the promotion that he works for down in Oshkosh, which that's the one that me and Luna are going to in May. You'll see a lot of guys there. Jinder Mahal will be there too.
Oh,
A lot of other wrestlers will be there too, of course. But yeah, and then we have nine matches on the card. Wow. Yeah, then after that'll be intermission because there's a lot of matches. Oh, I didn't know Coda Jacobs had a stable now called Freedom of Speech, with special guests Thunder and Lightning. No clue who they are. No fucking clue. Coda Jacobs is our politician of wrestling, and it's stupid. It's stupid. He looks like a Ken doll trying to be a politician. What did I call him last time? Can't remember. He kind of looks like if Duke Nukem had a kid with a Ken doll.
hmm.
He's such a dumbass. Fucking A. My brother, he used to come out this side, all right, and he has somebody hold the side. My brother was holding it a couple years ago. He kept smacking on the ground and bend to the side and fucking with it. He kept bending the fucking side, just smacking the shit out of it. And Carter was getting mad about it. He's playing along, and then he's like, "God damn it, I gotta get a new fucking sign." It was great. Oh, it was fucking hilarious. After that, though, is the Bakerville Championship because it's at Bakerville Bar in Marshfield. Joe Alonzo versus Jared Jacks for the title. Then we have next Frontline Pro Championship, Darren Corbin versus the champ, Josh Price. He's awesome, dude. I love his entrance song. It's a metal version of a Holding Out for a Hero, I think.
Okay.
The isn't it Tina Turner that sung it?
I
So-
can't.
not- I can't remember the song. I think it's Holding Out for a Hero, but it's a metal version. It's fucking awesome. Entrance. I actually have the song.
Is it not Houston? Is it?
I don't remember. But after that, we have the final match was an unsanctioned match of Joey the Jet Avalon. He's the one that might be going to TNA. He's the one that had the interaction with Mustafa Ali. And that the TNA mentioned. So yeah, against Frontline's owner, Ben McCoy. But that's gonna be the final match, and yeah, they have a feud going on, so it's gonna be a fun time next weekend.
That's
And they have put on, if you haven't seen on their website or on Facebook, the Liberty belt has been shown.
I did see that. I was gonna.
It looks pretty cool.
I thought that did look really cool. Definitely was excited to see that uniqueness of a belt
Mm-hmm.
being
I love the
made.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, and especially for an organization like Frontline to be one of them out there doing that.
I mean, a green belt and just it looks dope.
Yeah, I was highly impressed with that. And I'm gonna put this in there. This is what Luna sent to the private chat. So if you're out there,
Yeah, that's what we'll be going to.
yeah, check that out. This is
We're
where
excited.
they'll be at. This is all the stuff that's happening on there. Go check out wrestling. As you can tell, that's what I talk about. Definitely a lot of the times during the week, this is the discussion I'm having is professional wrestling. This is
And
actually
Santino Marella. We can't wait to see him as well.
yeah,
I can't wait
Yeah.
to meet him.
that you're gonna have a good time there. That dude, he knows how to play. So honestly, guys, this looks like a bunch of fun. Frontline Pro, definitely out there doing exactly what they set out to do. And I tell everybody about them anytime I get a chance. Someone asks me for suggestions on places to go and promotions to watch, and I'm always throwing them out there.
And they do on their website have I think the show up on YouTube. I know they have it on a local access channel, actually. They do. And it's on the Frontline Pro website, I believe, off their Facebook page. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just throwing that in there because I can't remember. They do the whole show, though, up there. They put it up there. I think it's on a YouTube or a website they have. I
Well,
cannot remember.
go check that out, fans. Get link up with Frontline Pro, and that's awesome if they have that. I would definitely look into that.
Yeah, and we're one of the indie shows that are actually doing that. Not many do. We are one of them.
That's
There
awesome.
is a lot of YouTube channels that do that. Like I'll give, for example, Sean Spears, who's on NXT. That's where he started. Was doing I can't remember the one. It's the one that Chris Dinkops is on too. Chris Danger. He's a YouTuber as well that's being more and more into it. He's the one that he does a 2K thing every year. He's good friends with Xavier Woods and Adam Cole. But Sean Spears actually trained him, and now he's in the NXT North American Champion. Which I'm so I know that's totally off track, but I'm totally so proud to see Sean Spears where he's at. He's come a long fucking ways, and it's so cool to see him get his opportunity. Like I am a fan of his.
As you should be. As you should be. Luna is saying they have links on their Facebook, for Instagram, and Twitter.
Oh, we're gonna do the Beards with Bradshaw as well. Yeah.
Yes, and TikTok as well. So they are definitely out there. You can definitely chime into them and see what they're all doing.
Frontline Pro. Where?
Yeah, go check out Frontline Pro. Because you should definitely be out there looking at things, and always be aware of
Your pussy killed my son.
you got to worry about that. It's an epidemic. As for me, fans, friends, window lickers out there, grunts friends, any chaos goblins, what are you doing? Any pirates ready to go to the conspiracies at sea? It is I, Joshua Joseph, King Window Licker, the guy who brings all that entertainment into one window and we lick it and we get all that information. If you want to see what I do with wrestling and all the talks I have, Monday, you can check me out. It's on Monday Night Window Lickers, where we talk about Monday Night Raw. This is a Monday Night Raw preview show with me, the blue-eyed villain himself, Grunmeister. He is a Philly legend, and we have some guy who loves to create chaos. He is Kevin Calloway, the Chaos Goblin, and we talk Monday Night Raw. These next 2 weeks, Monday Night Raw is still overseas. Bye-bye. So come see what we're doing over there. We are not really talking exactly what Raw is happening because they handled that on Wednesday with the Raw deal with Annie, with House and O'Neil. And what we're doing is we're bringing on friends. We're letting people know Dingle will actually have a question for the Window Lickers. So tune in. That is 7 p.m. every Monday with me, Kevin, and Grun. And, well, we'll have a Dingle appearance. So come join us for that. And then outside of that, you can catch me on Friday nights where me and House, we watch ECW and we get extreme. We go back in time and we watch ECW wrestling and we watch it for the stories because, the stories were so good. So come join me and House. That time is going to be varying because we got dad lives. So mellow out with that one. We'll let you know when we're back in the rotation on that. And lastly, you can catch me on a Sunday house party where anybody in the household, we get together and we talk wrestling. Everything that happened that week, we talk about it. WrestleMania is coming up, so get prepared for the cross collabs we are doing with Nick's Wrestling Club Happy Hour. We have a whole big WrestleMania weekend chimed out for that one, so come be a part of it. Come see what we're doing. And you know what, fans, friends, we really appreciate you joining us here. You can always catch me when we go Conspiracies at Seas with Viking Storm and Luna, and we have some fun. And we invite you to do that because, that's all we're doing out here. We're not doing anything.
But if your attitude or your idea is that the population's going to get smarter, healthier, and more adept at problem solving, you're on fucking crack.
Yeah, you're at fucking crack.
You're on fucking crack. And that's where we need to be at, ladies and gentlemen. And we want you to know for this one, when we're closing out the show, the video music is done by Luna. This is a Luna original. So enjoy our new outro, and we will catch you on the next cruise at sea.
In the dark, fearsome secrets lurking like a shark. Joshua Joseph, Viking storm so wild. Luna brings the truth with a devilish smile. Conspiracy at sea, nightmares come alive. Window lickers sail under moonlit sky. Mysteries unfold in the tempest roar. Truths untold, echo from the shore. Tales of dread and woe, lies unravel, wind begins to blow. Joshua speaks, Viking's mighty call. Luna reveals the darkest tales of all. Bound by madness, sail through the abyss. Voices whispering, something's amiss. The storm where shadows fall. Window lickers know what lies unknown. Conspiracy shore. Blackened waters under ghostly veil. Fear and power ride a phantom sail. Joseph at the helm,